Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Jenny and welcome to our weekly healing and leveling up sessions. I am super excited today to talk about consistency because it is a practice that has changed my life. It took me a really long time to get the hang of it and finally implement it consistently. And now that I figured it out, I'm so excited to share it with you because it is life-changing, okay? So why is consistency so important? It's important because your habits create your reality. Your habits create your reality. What you do on a regular basis influences how you think. What you think on a regular basis influences what you do. And what you do and what you think on a regular basis is going to create the reality and the existence that you experience in this lifetime. Let me give you an example, all right? If I get up and move my body regularly every morning, I'm going to feel strong. I'm going to feel energetic. I'm going to have a more stable mood. I'm going to sleep better. That's going to make me think I am strong, I am capable, I get rest, I can handle anything. And that's going to make me want to move more. And then when I go out into the world and I'm faced with a challenge or I'm faced with adversity, my natural inclination is going to be to feel that I can handle it. I am strong, I have capacity, I am capable, right? If, on the other hand, my habit is to go to work for somebody else all day long, give all the energy that I have, come home and sit on the couch, then I'm going to feel like I don't have enough time and I don't have enough energy. I'm going to think that I don't have enough time and I don't have enough energy. And that's going to make it harder to establish a habit of something like moving or doing the things that are going to build time and energy into my day. And then when I go out into the world and I'm faced with a challenge, I'm going to feel overwhelmed. I'm going to feel resentful because I don't think that I have the resources that I need to tackle it. Okay? So what we do consistently and how we think consistently 100% create the experience of the reality that we have in this life. Now, the thing that's wonderful about that is because you have the choice to say what you do on a regular basis, and you have a choice to influence how you think on a regular basis. This means that you have the power to create the reality that you want to live in. Okay? So how do we create and establish consistent practice? Because I think we've all had these experiences where we'll get inspired and we'll jump on the bandwagon and we'll do really well for a while. We'll eat right, we'll exercise, we may meditate, we'll work on our sleep, we start feeling really good, and then something happens, something always happens, right? Life happens and we get knocked off. And we miss it for a day, and that day turns into 2, and that 2 days turns into a week. And before you know it, it takes so much energy to get back on track that we just lose it and we slide back into this period of inaction. I did that my whole life, right? I would have times when I would do good and times when I would not do good. I would have long times when I would do well, 6 months, a year. Can any of you guys relate to that? But then something always happens and you get knocked off. I feel like I have finally figured it out and I feel like I'm on the right path. So I'm going to share with you what I know to be true for me in the hopes that it is true for you as well and that you find it helpful. Okay. So there are 4 keys as far as I'm concerned to creating consistent behavioral and thought change in your life. And the first one is you have to choose something that you want, right? You have to know what you want to do. So do you want to exercise every day? Do you want to sleep better every night? Do you want to get fit? Do you want to work towards a better job? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to be more successful? Do you want to be more patient with your family? What is it that you want? You need to choose and you need to get clear on it. And then once you have chosen what you want, the second part of that first step is you need to be super duper clear on why you want it. Because when we are inspired and when we're lit up, we're motivated to do the work, right? It's not so hard to get ourselves to implement. But if we're just doing the thing so that in a year from now, maybe I look better in a bikini on a beach, that's really hard to maintain. So you need to know the why behind your why, the reason behind your reason, and that better light you up. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you my example, actually. So this year, I decided that what I wanted to do was to exercise every single day. And I want to give supreme thanks and gratitude to Sabrina Trescott, one of my most fabulous teachers of all time, for even giving me the idea that that was something that one could do. It literally never occurred to me in my life that exercise could be a daily activity. But she did it, and she does it, I think, year after year. And so she inspired me. So I set that goal. And my reason why I wanted to do that is because I, one, wanted to create consistent change in my body. I was so tired of losing weight, getting fit, gaining weight, getting tired, back and forth, and feeling really bad about myself when I would slip into those periods when I wasn't so healthy. I wanted to experience finally this change that was going to last the rest of my life. So that was one reason. The other reason is so tied to my purpose, and I think that's why I've been able to do this, which is that when I met Sabrina Trescott, my teacher, and her husband, Tristan Trescott, they run a company called Satori Method. They work with people to help them be their best selves and live their best lives. And they were such living, breathing examples of what they were telling all of their clients to do. They just embodied the truth of the success of the method. And I just latched on to that. It was the most inspiring thing I'd ever seen. And so I tell my patients to work out all day long, every day, because I know as a healer and a teacher how important movement is to every part of our human experience. When we move more, we have lower inflammation, our mood is better, our energy is more consistent throughout the day, we sleep better, we work out the kinks, we have less aches and pains, we stay more agile, we maintain our balance, we maintain our strength and independence over time. Movement is just so foundational. And I tell my patients to do it all day long. And for a long time, I was like, well, does it really work? Because my patients weren't getting any better. And they weren't getting any better because they weren't doing the movement regularly. And I think a big part of why they weren't doing the movement regularly is because I wasn't inspiring them to see what a change and what a difference it could make, because I wasn't walking the walk. And I wanted to be a living, breathing example of the success that consistent change could bring to their lives, because it was going to make me a more effective healer. And I always wanted to be a healer because I wanted to help people. So it was going to help me achieve that goal as well. Okay? So you need to know what you want to do, and you need to know why you want to do it. And if you need to spend a lot of time on that, spend a lot of time on that, because it is so worth really, really getting clear on your why. But then once you know what you want and why you want it, you need to make a plan. And here is my recommendation. Start with something that's so small and so easy to accomplish that you cannot possibly talk yourself out of it. If it is, I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes a day, then I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes a day. But do it every single day, because we're trying to establish the habit so that we see results, okay? No goal is too small. All goals are worthy. What we're going for is the consistency, because that's where the magic happens. So make the plan. What am I going to do to make sure that I practice this daily? And in my example, what I said, so I was going to work out every single day. But I knew there are going to be days, maybe when I'm sick, that I shouldn't be working out very vigorously. There's going to be days when my body is telling me it needs more rest. How am I going to make sure that I accomplish that goal while still listening to what my body needs? And so I decided that what I would count as exercise was if I showed up with the earnest intention to move my body in a way that promoted more health for me, and then did something, that was going to count. And so that means that some days I do really vigorous exercise for 45 minutes to an hour. On the days when my body says it really needs rest, maybe I just do Qigong, right? But I show up with earnest intention to move my body every single day. And that way I don't have the experience of I miss a day, and then that day turns into 2 days, and then the 2 days turns into a week, and then the week turns into 6 months, right? You stay in the flow, in the rhythm, in the energy of the movement, so that you don't have to put in the energy to get back on the horse once you've fallen off, right? We stay on the horse the whole time. So Once you know what you want and why you want it, and you have made your plan, you need to find a way to monitor your progress, right? How are you going to check in and make sure that you're doing what you really said that you were going to do? And it's nice to have a reward baked into this. And so for me, I got a calendar. I got a year-long calendar. And every day after I do my workout, I put a check on the box of the day. And then I get to go back and look at all of the checks on all of the boxes on all of the days that I've done. And it sounds so small, but it's so satisfying to check off that box. And those of you that are list makers, I think you know what I mean. And it's using a reward that's not food. It doesn't have calories in it. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't detract from the rest of my day, but it still stimulates that reward circuitry in my brain. And when that's stimulated, it almost is like you start to become addicted to the thing that you're giving yourself the reward for. You really want to do it. And I think exercise is a very worthy thing to get addicted to in terms of doing it regularly. Some people can overdo it. It's all about balance, but I think you know what I mean. So something like that, where you can monitor your progress so you know that you've done it and you get a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a reward for having done it, is, I think, so helpful. And then once you've figured all this out, you got to tell everyone you know that you've set this goal and that you're going to do it. You don't need to tell everyone you know, but tell people that support you, whose opinions matter to you, to create some social accountability. So what I did is, as soon as I got this idea, I put out an announcement on Facebook on my business page. And I said, I'm setting the New Year's resolution, the intention that I'm going to work out every single day this year. And then every day that I've worked out, I also posted on Facebook. I don't remember every single day. Some of you have seen me post 2 days at a time, but just about every single day I make the post. And that has been so helpful for me to have that accountability, because it's not just me I'm answering to, right? I'm trying to be a living example. I'm trying to be a leader to help my patients have better, healthier lives. And I know that if I don't do the work and I don't make the post, that all of you are going to know that I didn't do the exercise and I didn't keep my promise. So this is so helpful for any behavioral change. Create that social awareness and that accountability. This really helps for when you're trying to quit smoking too. And those of you that have come to me for smoking cessation, we have talked about this, right? You set a quit date and then you tell everybody you know you're quitting smoking on that day so that they help hold you to it. And then that's it. And then you implement. And for me, I'm 165 days into my daily workout and still going strong. And I am not worried that I'm not going to make it, because I just know, like I know that this works. And I know that this will work for you too if you can implement it. And if you don't want to take my word for it, I do always say, try it for yourself. That's the best way, but I'll give you a little bit of evidence to back it up. So there was a really interesting social science study done on the things that inspire behavioral change in people. And they actually found 3 things that were really important. One of them was creating a social awareness of what the common goal was. The other one was giving people a way to monitor their progress towards that goal. And then the third one was having instant reward for doing the behavioral change. So you go back and look at what I did, right? I created the social awareness by telling everybody I knew on Facebook that I was doing this. I found a way to monitor my progress by getting the calendar and checking off every single day that I did it. And I had that immediate reward in that very same flavor of getting to check the box off on the calendar and then go back and look at all the boxes that I've checked, right? So it's not just me, it's not just my experience, it's science, all right? So has it worked, right? I mean, I've been doing the exercise every day, but has it been bringing me the success that I wanted, right? Has it given me the why behind the why? And I have to say, amazingly, the answer is yes. I mean, I do feel better. I do see that my muscles are getting bigger, the fat's coming off slowly. Personally, health-wise, those changes are happening. But in my patients, it's sort of been amazing, especially over the last few weeks. So many of you are coming to me and saying, I started meditating every day. I started exercising every day. I decided that I was going to go to a plant-based diet. I decided to cut out processed foods. Like, for the first time in my career, the people that I'm trying to help are really starting to implement the changes that we all know are good for us. And that, for me, is the most rewarding part, right? That really is lighting the fire in me to want to keep going. So it works, it works, it works. So my invitation to all of you today is to think about what is it that you want, right? What's the one thing that you want to work on right now? And why do you want it? And what's your plan going to be? And how are you going to monitor your progress? And who are you going to tell about your plan? Think about it. And when you think about it, post it in the chat so that we can all support you and all support each other. We can be the community that helps keep you on track. That's part of why I want to do this with all of you, right? These weekly sessions. You don't have to do it right now. Think about it. If you post it later today or tomorrow, this chat is always live, but I would love to see what your goals are and what you're trying to work on, what you're trying to accomplish for yourselves and why. And I will advise you on one other thing, which is only pick one thing. Just pick one thing to start with. We know, because of science, that when people try to make a behavioral change, they have about a 66% chance of success. When they try to make 2 changes at once, that success rate drops pretty quickly to about 33%, right? So don't try to tackle everything. Just pick one. Just pick one. And when you've really got that on point to where it's just who you are and you don't even have to think about it anymore, then we add on the second. And trust me, one thing will be enough. One thing will create so much change in you because we are interconnected beings. You cannot hurt one part of us without hurting all of us. And you can't make one part of us better without making all the rest of us a little bit better too. Okay? So pick the one thing. And there are so many things to choose from. I chose exercise, but you don't have to. I think we all get so focused and obsessed with diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet and exercise, that we think that those are the only things that we need to make us healthy. And frankly, I think a lot of us are really tired of diet and exercise. So if that doesn't light you up, why don't you choose working on your thought patterns, right? Meditation, being in the present, being in the now. Why don't you choose honing in on what's your purpose in life, right? What do I want the path of my life to lead to? Who do I want to serve? Who do I want to help, right? Why don't you choose improving your social relationships, right? Making sure that how you interact with your friends and your family is truly meaningful and that you show up as your best self in those moments. It's not just diet and exercise. Work on your sleep. Make sure that the sleep that you get every night is of the highest possible quality, regardless of how many hours you actually spend in the bed. It is all helpful. So look at all these areas of life, all of the things that we know that we need to be happy and well, and think about which one lights you up the most. And I'm inviting you to make a commitment, to make a plan, to make a change, to be consistent, to show up for yourself and see the magic that happens. Okay? Okay, namaste. Let's do our weekly practice. So one of the things that we've been doing showing up together every week is starting to be consistent with our energy work, right? We do a little Qigong every single time and it's just once a week, but I think those of you that have been with me throughout the weeks have started to see the difference in your life. Maybe you're calmer. Maybe it's harder to get you stressed out. Maybe you're sleeping a little bit better. Maybe your mood has lifted. So again, come and join me for this little bit of movement that is so, so important because we're not just moving our physical bodies, we're moving our energy as well. So double the benefit for the effort that you're putting in, okay? So as always, we're gonna start with some tapping. Palm of one hand, and we're gonna go down the inside of the other arm and up the outside. A few times, back and forth. And let's get the shoulder. And the chest. And the sideways. And the other arm. And the chest. And the sideways. And the stomach. I see a lot of you writing some beautiful comments below. I promise after this is over, I read every single one. All right, and let's go to the kidneys now. So back of the fists, right here on the kidneys. And then with the back of one fist, just rub over the spine in between those two kidney points. Awesome. All right, and now we're gonna go down to the butt. And it's this area, it's about a third of the way from the part of your hip that sticks out the most to your sacrum in the back, so right about there. And then let's go around the waist. Okay, we're gonna do the legs now. I'm tempted to pull out the chair, but I think I'm gonna try to balance for you guys today. So again, you can bend down for this, you can have your leg up on a chair, or you can balance on one leg. We're gonna tap down the front of the leg, up the back, down the sides, and then up the front, down the back, up the sides. So ready? All right, shift all your weight over, and let's go down the front, up the back, down the sides. Good, and up the front, down the back, up the sides. Good, did it. All right, let's go to the other leg. Shift all your weight over and down the front, up the back, down the sides, up the front, down the back, and up the sides. Good. Get the booty again and the kidneys a couple more times, whatever feels good. Awesome. Okay, so that was excellent for getting the blood pumping, getting the chi flowing, clearing out energetic blockages, clearing out lymphatic blockages, helping the lymph system to drain toxins from our body, breaking up scar tissue, delivering more oxygen to the tissues. So many benefits just from that one little thing we just did. Now let's add on to it and let's do a little bit of bouncing. So you're gonna stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. You're gonna have your knees gently bent out over your feet. You're gonna come up onto the balls of your feet and then down onto the heels, okay? And just arms loose. You can put your head limp if you want. We're just gonna bounce for a minute. Close your eyes if you want. Just really let everything get loose. Any little areas of tension or stress, we're just gonna let them shake out of us like we're a salt shaker. Good. Awesome. Okay, so I really want to encourage movement today because, again, I think it's so powerful. And so many of the patients that I've seen this week have been showing up to me dealing with some issues of depression. And, you know, what is depression, right? I think at its core, depression is a fundamental, it's energy that's not moving, right? It's energy that's still, that's stuck, that's stagnant, that's heavy, that's weighing you down. And so to do just a little bit of physical and energy movement every single day can really help to shake that up and get things moving and get momentum going in the right direction, and you'll feel that depression start to lift as you do. So today for our Qigong practice, we're gonna do some 8 brocades because there's really good stretching and squeezing in that, and we're just gonna get the energy really, really flowing, all right? So stand with your feet together, arms neutral or palms facing the universe in Wu Ji. And then I'm gonna shift all of my weight onto this leg. I'm gonna step out with the other leg slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. Feet turned out, knees gently bent over the feet. And we're gonna sink down and inhale as we bring our arms up. I'm gonna turn them palms facing the sky as we come up on our tiptoes. And we're gonna exhale as we come down, pushing out through the arms. Good. Inhale, arms come up. All the way to the top, and exhale, pushing, pushing, pushing out through your arms. Inhale up. Exhale out. One more time. Inhaling, arms come up. Exhale, push, 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 push. Good. Excellent. For the next move, we're going to bring our feet slightly wider apart into a horse stance. Okay. And for this, when you are bending, you want to make sure that your knees are not going out past your toes. So the booty really comes back like you're sitting on a stool. So instead of going like this, you're going like that, like you're sitting down, okay? And then that way the knees don't get hurt. And so for this one, we're going to put our hands on our legs. We're going to inhale as we swing over to one side. We're going to exhale, bending forward, coming up the other side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And now come up and bring your feet back to slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. That move is excellent for calming heart fire. So if you have been dealing with a lot of anxiety lately, that's a great move for you to practice. Our next move is similar to the first move. We're going to bring our hands together. We're coming up the front, but when they get to the level of the ribs, one hand is going to turn for the palm to face up. The other one, the palm's going to face down, and we're going to push in opposite directions. And then the top arm comes down as we exhale. Again, inhaling, and this time the other hand's going to turn palm up and go up as the first hand comes down, and exhale. Inhale, other hand. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. That one is great for spleen and stomach chi. So if you've been having any digestive issues, if you feel like you're not really getting the energy out of your food, any malabsorption syndrome, anything like that, that move is wonderful to practice. For our next move, we're going to take our feet slightly wider apart again, okay? And this move is called drawing the bow. So we're going to inhale as we bring our arms up, exhale, sinking down. Inhale, draw the bow. Exhale, bring the arms back. Now we're going to go to the other side. So you inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down like a fighting stance, right? Like this. You inhale and you draw the bow. And you exhale, arms come back down to a fighting stance. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw the bow. Now the bow, this arm should be parallel to the ground, okay? Not like this, not like this, not pulled all the way back, like this. So if you pull it back like you're going to be ready to punch somebody with it, that usually helps keep it straight, okay? And then we bring it back down. One more time. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale, and exhale. Good. Bring our feet back to slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. All right. The next move is a little bit like moves 1 and 3. We're going to again bring our arms up, turn them up all the way to the top, but this time we're going to bend down, bringing our arms down to the front. We're going to go all the way down. Keep your knees slightly bent, and then at the bottom you're going to inhale and look up. Good. And then you're going to exhale, and you're going to roll your spine up, vertebra by vertebra. Good, let's do it again. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, bending forward. All the way down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come up vertebra by vertebra. Good. We're going to do 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward. If you have pain in your back, your hips, your knees, if you can't do a full bend like this, just do what you can do. It's all good. It all helps. And if you do what you can do over and over again, Gradually over time, and not that much time, you're going to be able to do more and more. Let's do one more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, look up. And exhale, roll up vertebra by vertebra. Awesome. Okay, for our next move, it requires a little bit of balance. If you feel like you can do it, you're going to come up onto your tiptoes, okay? Otherwise, you can keep your heels on the ground and that's fine. Your palms are going to face forward and you're going to inhale as you twist to one side. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, twist. Exhale, come forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more time to each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, come to center. I love that one. It's so relaxing. It's so good for stretching out these muscles around the waist that get so tight for so many of us when we sit all day long for work. It's awesome for that. And if you can't balance on the balls of your feet, don't worry about it. Build up to that. Just start with your feet flat on the ground and you can go back and forth like that. All right? Almost done. 2 more moves left, all right? So we're going to, again, take our feet a little bit wider. And this move kind of starts out like drawing the bow. And then we're going to inhale up and we're going to exhale down. And then we're going to, with a vibratory shaking force, we're going to inhale as we punch out. Exhale as we punch out with the other arm. And then we're going to inhale up and we're going to exhale down. Inhale, punch out. Exhale, other arm. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, punch. Exhale, other arm. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, punch. Exhale, other arm. Inhale up and come back to center. Good. So when you're shaking with that move, there should be force behind it. We're not just swinging it back and forth. It's almost like you're tensing your muscles so much that they start to shake, okay? That really, it creates a great stretching effect. It also creates a tourniquet effect so that blood kind of builds and pulls up here. And then when you relax the muscles, the blood just whooshes down into your arms and flushes out all the toxins, all the lactic acid. It's like a power wash for the upper body. Okay, one more move. So this one is awesome to do throughout the day if you feel stressed, if you feel like your energy is stagnant, you need to wake up a little bit, you need to get something off your chest. And for this one, we're just going to inhale as we bring our arms up and come onto our toes, and we're going to exhale and whoosh, just whoosh it out. Okay, we'll do that a few times in a row. Ready? Inhale. You go at your own speed. Sometimes I like to go pretty fast with this. Depending on the day that I'm having, I may do this 30 or 40 times in a row. You just do what feels right to you. And when you're coming down, we're coming down onto our heels. Good. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to come back into Wuji. So you put all of your weight into one leg, balance, inhale, arms come up, feet come together, exhale, arms come down the midline. Round the level of the lower ribs, they'll gently part. Come down to the side, and we do this 3 times. So inhale, and exhale. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Good. Take a nice deep breath. Take a moment. Appreciate how you feel. Appreciate any sensation of energy buzzing around your body, any sensation in the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet, your third eye, the top of your head, or your lower belly or your heart. Just notice where the energy is flowing. And thank yourselves for showing up for yourselves today. I thank you for showing up with me. This has been so wonderful for me to have all of you to practice with every week. And when you're ready, you can come out of Ujjayi. And that is our practice for this week. For those of you that came in when we were already doing the Qigong, go back and listen to the talk at the beginning. There was a beautiful invitation to set a goal for yourself and implement some consistency over the week. And I invite you all again to write in the chat over the next couple of days when you figure out what it is you're going to work on, what you're going to do and why you're going to do it and how you're going to do it and what you hope to accomplish, okay? Okay, everyone. Thank you again, as always, so much for joining me. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. And until next time, be well. Bye.